In France, Maurice Martenot heard about Leon Theremin's work, actually met and interacted with Leon Theremin about his work with the theremin, and was deeply inspired. So he took the idea of heterodyning oscillators and created his own instrument, which ended up being called the Ondes Martenot, which basically translates to Martenot's waves. Now this device, he wanted to create something that had more of a traditional musical interaction. So his device used these same types of oscillators as the theremin, but instead of being controlled using fields, Martenot had a ring that was attached to a string over a printed keyboard diagram. So basically you would move the ring to different notes to get the basic pitches. Also, there was a control panel to the left which allowed articulation. There was a square that you would push harder for louder, softer for quieter, and that's how you controlled articulation. Pitch by moving the ring, volume by operating the left-hand button, which is also somewhat similar to the way that the theremin worked. But this had a physical interaction, and you could very definitely see what pitch you were playing, which is unlike the theremin. Also, it had controls for various articulations, and it had 8 different timbres you could choose from, all on this control panel. Eventually, he added a real keyboard to it, so you could play it via the keyboard or this ring controller. The interesting thing that Martenot did is he included several different loudspeakers with it. There was a normal loudspeaker. There was a gong loudspeaker, which basically caused the sound to resonate a metal gong shape, which generated a very interesting timbre. There was also a palm diffuser, which was shaped like a palm leaf, but most interestingly, it used the resonant frequencies of strings, basically the sympathetic nature of strings. Go to a piano. Is there a piano near you? Go to a piano, step on the sustain pedal, and then get your face right down in the piano if you can. Open the front or open the top or open the thing. Get right down next to the strings and then yell something. If you're holding down the sustain pedal and you yell into a piano, the strings will vibrate sympathetically, which is to say your vocal cords do their vibrating thing. The air imitates that vibration perfectly, and it carries it to the strings, which then sympathetically vibrate in that same way. So your voice is actually captured by the strings. If you've never done it, it's really cool. Anyway, so this palm diffuser speaker on the Ondes Martenot operated in that same principle, where the vibrations generated by the Ondes Martenot were used to vibrate the strings sympathetically to create a really interesting and eerie sound. So it was a very unique device, a very interesting device, a very expressive device because it was more in line with traditional human performance aspects. It was composed for by a variety of composers: Edgar Varese, Oliver Messiaen, Arthur Honegger. They all composed for this particular device, and it was made for many years. It never went into major production. I think Maurice Martenot made all of them from his home. But it's been a very traditional electronic music instrument, and in fact, there's been a modern version even made recently.